Hi, welcome to Unit 2 of the Human Resource Management course for this semester. I am Zenobia Bassett. This is Unit 2, Session 1. Unit 2, we are going to learn about human resource planning and recruitment. Session 1, we are covering human resource planning. At the end of this unit, we should be able to describe what human resource planning is, explain the concept of discrimination as used in human resource management, list and explain the various forms of discrimination, discuss some areas of unfair discrimination in Ghana, describe the process of recruitment of job applicants, and differentiate between internal sources of recruitment and external sources of recruitment. At the end of this session, however, you should be able to explain the concept of human resource planning, list and explain the reasons for planning human resource, and 3, trace the steps in human resource planning. I hope you all remember what human resource is. Human resource examples include knowledge, skills, talents. And human resource is a part of the factors of production classified as entrepreneurship that contributes to organizational goal achievement. Here we are defining human resource planning. Human resource planning is determining the future employee requirements of any organization. So here we know what planning is. Planning is what do you want to do and how do you want to do it. So here human resource planning is when we identify what the future requirements of human personnel in the organization will be. So here we have employee requirements. So employee requirements, when we say employee requirements, we're talking about two things: the desired number and the caliber of people that we identify for the organization. The desired number include how many people do you want to employ for the organization. Here we are talking about the employee size. The caliber of people, here we are looking at the expertise and the level of training of the personnel that you think is appropriate for the organization. So you have importance of human resource planning. Here are some of the importance. Number 1, to determine recruitment levels. So when you plan towards your human resource, you'll be able to know how many people you need for a job and how many people you have. So now, if you have 5 and you need 20 people to be able to carry out a project or achieve a particular objective, you would know that you need to recruit 15 more personnel to be able to make the organization carry on with a particular project or objective. 2, to avoid expensive and unsatisfactory panic measures. Remember what succession planning is. Succession planning, here you identify the job vacancy that will happen in the next future, the near next future. So you are going to make sure that you recruit people to fill the job vacancy as and when it happens. So when you plan towards your human resource, you'll be able to identify where you need to recruit personnel for. So when you do that, you are going to be able to avoid expensive and unsatisfactory panic measures, and to also avoid consequences of human resource. Thirdly, to determine requisite qualifications, the caliber of people you want in your job. So when you identify the people that you need in your job, you'll be able to know the kind of qualification you want the people to have so that you can successfully recruit appropriate personnel. To monitor the ratio of human resource cost to other costs of production. Here we have so many factors of production. So let's assume you have technology and you have human resource. So this technology is capital. Human resource is also capital. But technology is going to be capital as it is. But human resource is going to be entrepreneurship. So you have entrepreneurship and you have capital. You put these two together. So you are going to assess the cost of production. Is it cheaper to produce with technology? Is it cheaper to produce with human resource? So you are going to be able to monitor the cost of production against other resources. To avoid employee redundancy, when you plan towards your human resource, you avoid employee redundancy because you'll be able to identify which employee needs training, which employee should be moved to a different section of the job, which employee should be reshuffled, reassigned. All those things will be identified. So with employee planning, human resource planning, you'll be able to reduce the level of redundancy because day to day you are planning, you are training, and you are developing the skills of your employees. And also to identify future workspace requirements. Here, if you're going to employ 15 more people, as I said in the first point, then you need to know that these people will need workspace to set up and work. So now you are going to find the necessary structure for them to be able to effectively carry out their duties. So next step, you are going to look at steps in human resource planning. First off, you need to identify future human resource demand. So identify future demand for human resource. Secondly, you need to identify what resources would be required to meet the human resource demand. So you need to identify here the number of people you need. That is the demand, the future demand. Secondly, what resources? Here you look at the caliber of people you need to employ to be able to carry out the organizational duties. Then lastly, you compare A and B to determine how the plan would work out. So you now identify first off how many people I want, secondly the caliber of people I want, then you compare how are you going to now plan towards recruiting these people for your organization. We are at the end of the session, and I believe we have learned that organizations should plan their human resource needs based on size and expertise, the caliber, and the demand. Secondly, we identified the importance of human resource planning. And lastly, we have learned the process of human resource planning. See you in our next session.